Hi, Sarah Zarin here. Wishing you and yours a wonderful holiday season as we kick off the month of December today. I have been doing some reflecting about what it is that the holidays mean to me and mean to those of my family and my friends that are the closest to me. And it really is about connection. It's about expressing gratitude and joy and love, spending time with people that we care about, doing things that are important to us. And what can happen is there are so many things that are important to us and there are so many people that are important to us that we end up not experiencing as much joy and gratitude as we would like to during the holiday season. And that got me thinking a little bit more about, well, how do we experience joy? What is that? And it came to me that you can't schedule it, right? Unfortunately, joy is not something that we can put on our iPhone calendar and sit down and be like, all right, it's time for joy now. And unfortunately, it can get lost in the shuffle. And really, joy is what keeps us going. It is what keeps us baking the cookies and wrapping the presents and staying up late, doing the ordering, planning the holiday meals, planning the get-togethers, the office functions. And if we're not actually taking time to reap the benefits of all of our work, then we're really losing sight of what this season is all about, and I would argue what life is all about. Oftentimes joy kind of sneaks up on us. It's something that we kind of catch out of the corner of our eye. We'll be taking a brief pause from whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish and look over and see our two children playing lovingly together, and in that moment feel an immense gratitude, an immense flash of joy. And I do believe that there are ways that we can experience more of those flashes more often. In order to experience more joy, you need to create more space, you need to create more time, and you need to create more presence. And that's not presence as in gifts, that's presence as in being in the present moment, really engaging and connecting with people in a real way. So they know that they are the most important thing to you in that moment. And that can be really, really difficult to do when we have so much. We have so much that we're trying to accomplish. So I'm sure you're thinking, Sarah, this sounds great. How am I going to create more time, more space, and more energy during the busiest time of year? And the short answer, boundaries. So boundaries can be really, really tricky, particularly when we get busier, when we have more obligations. And what I would posit during the holiday season is the way that you can create more joy in your life is to say no. Say no to the obligations that you don't actually have to attend. Say no to the obligations that you put on your own to-do list that you don't actually have to do. And this is where boundaries get really, really tricky, because we do tell ourselves a story that things that are actually choices are obligations. Think about that for a second. Think about how many times you've heard yourself say, well, it would be great not to have to do this, but I just have to. It would be great not to throw that party, but I just have to. It would be great not to have to, do X, Y, Z, do whatever it is, but I have to. And therein lies the secret, because chances are you've already trimmed your to-do list as much as you possibly can because you're smart and you know that time is of the essence, and time is energy, and time is money, and time is connectivity with your family. So you've already really trimmed your to-do list, but this is what I would suggest in terms of trying to create more time for connection and for joy in your life this holiday season. One angle to take is, what did you say last year? I'm not gonna do this next year. I know there was something. There was something that you did, there was some party that you attended, there was something that you orchestrated that you thought to yourself, I'm not doing that again next year because this is driving me crazy and it wasn't worth my time and energy. So make that list. Start to think about what those things are, right? Another angle that you can take is to sit down and think about the things that actually really, really bring you joy. What do you actually really love about the holidays? And then conversely, what do you really not like to do? So I actually sat down and made my own list in thinking about this. And what do I really, really, really love? I love making Christmas cookies. But one example that I love to use in terms of the idea of a choice versus an obligation is years and years and years ago, before I had a child, I would make hundreds of Christmas cookies and box them up nicely and neatly, super beautiful, super delicious. All the recipes were from family members that have passed down these recipes from generation to generation, and I would send them off to different corners of the country. 15 different families would get loads of Christmas cookies from me, and it brought me a lot of joy. And then I got a dog, and then I had a child, and I continued to do the Christmas cookies because I felt like I had to. If I didn't send the Christmas cookies out this year, those families that have been getting them for 5 years in a row were gonna think I didn't care about them anymore, or somehow I dropped the ball because I had a kiddo and I wanted to, I wanted to prove that, having a child wasn't going to change how it is that I operated in the world. And so I kept on making hundreds of Christmas cookies and sending them out to people. And you know what? That ended up turning my joy into obligation. And man, that felt terrible. There is nothing worse than making Christmas cookies at 10 o'clock at night, 2 weeks before Christmas, because you have to. You know what? Wow, I'm really glad that I finally put that story down. That was a story. I still make Christmas cookies, and they are still made from the same recipes, passed down generation to generation, and I do it with my daughter, and it brings me an immense amount of joy. And you know what I do with those Christmas cookies? I eat them. I leave them out for Santa. And if there are enough cookies to share with family members that live close by, I absolutely will do that. Share it with neighbors, share it with the postman, whoever it is that I can. But you know what I don't do? I don't go to the post office and mail them to all the different corners of the country, because you know what's on my list of things I don't like to do at Christmas? I don't like to go to the post office. So I have created a routine around ordering Christmas presents and the like, where I don't have to go to the post office. If I do, I go one time. So what is it that you do that you might not actually have to do? You don't have to stay up until 10 o'clock at night making Christmas cookies like I did in ages past. So I can actually be in the living room on the carpet with my daughter playing Chutes and Ladders, or whatever that is, right? Freeing up my time so I can be truly present with the Christmas spirit and with the joy that actually is around me all the time, but I'm so busy that I miss it. What can you take off your plate so you can be more present with those that you love around you? Because here's the deal. Your life is happening now. It's happening now. Your family, your friends, they want you. They want your time. They want your presence. They want to connect with you. And if they can eat cookies at the same time, fantastic. But that is not what they primarily are interested in. They're interested in hanging out with you. So I hope this message resonates. If this is something that anybody needs to hear, please feel free to share this. As much as I can stand in front of my beautiful hearth and talk about this, I need reminding of this too, because obligations pile up. And the next thing you know, we're in a maelstrom of gotta check these boxes. And that's how the holidays go. And every single year I say to myself, I'm not gonna let that happen this year. I'm gonna get a handle on it. And I'm not gonna get caught in the wave of the holiday craziness. So wish me luck. I wish you luck. Again, it's December 1st. We have time to get in front of this wave. And so with that, I'm gonna hop off and jump on Amazon so I can order all these presents so I don't have to go to the post office. Happy holidays to you and yours.